looks like I'm gonna be running an Evo, so that my 60-foot just keeps getting like a tenth of a second worse every pass. I have no idea why, what's going on. I know it's just destroying first gear, so I might just go ahead and try to launch it in second just to avoid all the spin. See how it goes on this next one. Usually loading up to about 2,000 RPM in first does it for me, but it's pretty cold tonight. It's only like 39 degrees right now, so the track's not as warmest or anything like that. So yeah, on this next one, I'm gonna go ahead and try to launch in second. We'll see how it goes. All right, here we go again. Looks like I'm running a 2010-ish Camaro SS. Probably get beat, unless he's a bad driver. We'll see. Gonna launch in second this time. To have a big old V8 get spanked by a 1.6. Alright, that 60-foot felt good though. Let's get the ticket and find out. Alright, so we got the time slip. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, that's much better. Got a 2.090 60-foot. Trap speed's about the same, about 102 miles an hour or so. 13.6. So I think that matches my first run when I had full tire pressure still, which doesn't make any sense to me because my first run I had full tire pressure, launched in first gear, loaded it up pretty good, and for some reason that run was decent. So the Camaro got 13.8 at 104. But even at the 1,000 foot mark, in the 8th, I was destroying him. His 8th is 9.2, mine's 8.8. So he was trying to pull back on me in the top end. Just not enough time. So it's good to know. I mean, I think it's stock. He might have like an intake or exhaust or something, but it looks fairly stock. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt of that. But still, I'm proud of my little 1.6. I'm gonna go for another run. I'm gonna launch in second again. I don't know if you guys heard it, but I still spun a little bit. Not as bad, but a little bit. So I might try to load just a little bit lower this time, and see how it does. All right. All right, we're going back out again. Looks like I'm probably gonna line up with the same Camaro again. I'm not exactly sure. Can't really see how many cars are in front of them. If not, looks like I'm gonna be running a brand new 5.0 Mustang. That'll be interesting. I would hope he'd squash me, or at least he'd catch me at the end and pass me by, but we'll see. You know, it all comes down to driver. Fortunately for me, I got the auto. It is what it is. Some people love manual. Honestly, I enjoy my autos just fine. So, yeah, it looks like we might be lining up against the 5.0. So at least with a little change of pace. I dropped the tire pressure down another 4 pounds from 22 to 18, so I'll see if that can help me hook even better. But 2.0, somewhere in that range is usually where my 60-foot lies anyway, so I'm not expecting it to get much better on these street tires. Just trying to get as much in as I can before we go big turbo in the spring and slap a set of radials on there and, you know, give it hell, see what it can do. These new Camaros though, man, there's a couple 16s or 17s out here, and these things are fast, man. I mean, this guy over here, he's got an intake and an E85 set up, and that's it. And I mean, he's got some decent like summer tires on it, but he's running like 11.8, and that's just crazy, you know, for an almost. Sorry about that. I don't know why my camera cut me off. So yeah, it looks like we're running the 5.0. This will be fun. All right, I turned the camera back on a little early. I'm gonna let you guys see this FRS with like a 3-inch exhaust running the Camaro SS that I just ran. I'll try to let you guys know the time. That FRS can't launch. Alright, so we're launching in second gear again. This 5.0 is probably going to get me though. Like the 5.0 definitely spun like crazy out the hole, so he wasn't able to get me. I don't consider those wins really. I mean, it does kind of like put the driver factor into it, you know, which is a big part of drag racing, but to be fair, I mean, he had a bad launch, so I'll take it as a win. I won't take it as a win. I really don't care either way. I'm not going to say my car's faster than a 5.0 Mustang. I know from a roll he'd probably get me pretty good. Still would be an interesting race though. So I'm gonna get the time slip here in a second, let y'all know what it says. I'm sure it's worse than the last run, especially since I launched in first gear. So. I guess he doesn't want it. That dude's a fucking asshole. I think he's just mad he got beat by a Mini. Almost forgot to tell you guys what the runtime was. All right, so we got 13.8 at 101.7. So, yeah, like I thought, it was going to be worse. The Mustang ran 15.3 at 102. So even if he was all in it after he stopped spinning there, he probably wouldn't have got me at the end of the line, maybe. His 60 foot is 3 seconds. That's pretty bad. So yeah, you can definitely see that he spun a lot. His 8th mile time, even still 2 seconds behind me, as well. So yeah, he wouldn't have caught me by then with that error. Oh God, looks like we're running a BMW, what is that, 6 Series? I don't even know if it's an M model or not. I'm pretty sure that is an M model. That thing's gonna smoke the crap out of me, I'm sure. We got an Evo versus a Q60 in front of us, it looks like. So that'll be interesting. I just need to make sure that I can actually launch in second gear this time and not mess that part up. I gotta remember this thing's gonna try to put itself back in first gear when I come to a stop at the staging light. That Evo slept, that Q60's gone. Alright, make sure I get it back in second this time. At least you guys will get a good view of this BMW. Back at it again. I think this is going to be my last run. Got the BMW that I last ran right in front of me. In the left lane, we have a new Honda Civic with the turbo. I think it's an EX. It's definitely not an SI though. He's got like a little custom exhaust and some 15s for whatever on it, but they're NK, so they're lighter, so I don't know. He said he just got it like last week or something, so. Well, there was finally a decent burnout. So let's run this Civic. I think I'm gonna get him, but you never know. Who knows what he actually has, right? All right, here we go. As soon as I took my foot off the brake, I saw it drop back into first again, and it just immediately just took off. And you know what? It could be my fault. I think I know what I'm doing now that I think about it. You know, these Euro cars, a lot of them have that kick down button in the pedal. I think I'm putting my foot down so hard that I'm hitting that button, so the car is like, all right, I can go into first gear, you know, so it's dropping down into that first gear. I think that's my problem. I don't know if I want to go for another one. I think everybody's really starting to head out right now, so probably gonna call it at this one. Let's get the time slip. Alright, so actually not bad. 2.1 60 foot, so not the best, but I still ran a 13.6 at 102. So the top end was a little better to keep me in that 13.6 range, even though the 60 foot was a little worse. So that's not bad. I'm not mad about that at all. Yeah, his reaction time, he got me. I guess I slept a little bit. I got 0.3, he got 0.055, so at least he's got his launch down. His 60 foot was worse than mine, and oh, I beat him even before 330 feet. My 330 is 5.8 and his is 6.1, so I started pulling on him a little earlier than I thought. His 8th mile is 9.2, mine's 8.8, and his quarter is 14.3 at 98, so that's not bad, especially if that thing is basically stock. I'm actually kind of surprised. I'm gonna pull over here and see if my buddy Dan is still in the parking lot or if he already left. I guess I'm about to find out. I'm not seeing a red GT350, I don't think, unless that's him. Let me take a look. Nope, that's the FRS. Alright guys, so I'm heading home now. The runs were good. Definitely not my fastest times, but it is what it is. It's cold out, there's barely any traction. I mean, the track, when we got there, the ambient temp was 39 and dropping. It's 32 now that I'm on the way home. So honestly, not bad. Oh shit, is there an accident? Oh yeah, there's an accident, I believe. I wonder if it was some guys messing in Mexico on the way back or something. Let's see, what kind of car is that? Looks like some kind of Cadillac. Alright, so there was a... Oh, shit. I don't know if you guys saw any of that, but so there was a Cadillac on the side of the road. I thought he might have been involved in it, but it looks like he was just stopping to help. Looks like the two vehicles involved, one was an SUV, I didn't catch what it was, and the other one was a like Subaru Impreza station wagon, like the old WRX type station wagons. I mean, they're both like family looking vehicles. I'm sure they weren't street racing or anything. It looks like they weren't paying attention. It's a four-way stop sign there, so I'm guessing that somebody probably ran through the stop sign, or the SUV didn't stop. I'm going to assume it was the Subaru though, because he was facing my direction but on the opposite side of the road. It's crazy. Yeah, hopefully I don't get in an accident on the way home. There's a lot of deer out here. You guys can probably see how dark it is. If I catch anything in Mexico on the way back, of course I'm going to turn the camera back on. But I'm sure that, you know, it's not going to happen, most likely. So if you guys like this video, please subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like. I'm going to do my best to keep bringing content to you guys as often as I can. You know, trying to start up some driver interviews with the guy in my local club here. We got a lot of guys around the area. We have a Facebook page with about 250-ish members. And all of us drive something unique, something we love. We shit talk, of course, everybody does. Every car guy shit talks, but at the end of the day, we're all car enthusiasts and we're here for each other. My buddy Dan was out there in the GT350. He headed out a little early. His best time was like a 12.5 at 120, 121-ish or something like that. Bone stock GT350. And he wasn't even using a lot of the features in the car, you know, like the launch control, and he wasn't using the line lock for the burnouts or nothing like that. So the car definitely has more potential, especially if we weren't here on such a slick night. So definitely when the weather warms back up in the springtime, you know, all of us will be coming out, getting new times, new upgrades will be happening. Like I said, I want to be running the JM40 Turbo. If maybe I can save up a little more, get the Frankenstein 21. I'm going to look up some reviews on that one. Not sure how that one performs. Or maybe look around for like a 42 millimeter or something like that. I mean, I've already got all the bolt-ons. I got the intake, I got the downpipe, I got the custom exhaust, and then we got the Manic Stage 2 mapping. I was running map C tonight, so the highest boost levels that you can run. Just regular 93 octane tonight. Sometimes I will put in like octanium booster, which takes like 10 gallons up to like another 8 points basically. So 100 octane, 101 maybe. So maybe I'll run that next year a little more too, if not race fuel. I actually do want to get a water meth kit as well. What'll probably end up happening when the weather starts to warm back up again next spring is I'm going to try using a set of radials first. And by radials, I probably mean like some RE71Rs or some Indy 500s, not full slick radials or anything like that. I don't want to snap an axle. So I want to see how that runs with this setup. I'm pretty confident that if I can get a 1.8 60 foot, if I can hit 2.0 right now, and I can hit a 1.8, and I'm running my fastest times at 13.5. If you do the math, and there's sort of a math to the 60 foot thing where for every 1/10 of a second you take off your 60 foot, most likely you'll lose 2/10 of a second on your time. So if I can get a 1.8, then by the math I should be able to hit 13.1, if not 13, you know, 0 something, and probably would get up there around the 106 mile per hour mark. Right now my fastest trap speed was like 103, so maybe 106, 107. I'm losing a lot of time and a lot of speed because I spin so much off the line. The car just has a lot of torque and it's very light. I should also tell you guys that for my fastest run and the runs tonight, I have my back seats out and the spare tire that comes in the Clubman. So I got the spare tire out, the back seats out, both the seat backs and the bench. And I've weighed it before when I did it last time, and it's about 95 pounds. So I guess it's a little bit advantageous to me, but not a whole lot. It's probably saving me like thousandths of a second maybe. I've already got NK wheels on here, which I've looked up. They weigh 17 pounds. So getting lighter wheels, I really only have a few options. I could go to like RPF 1s that are like 15 pounds at a 16-inch wheel, but it's really not going to make too much of a difference. I'm really like, you know, pulling strings just to try to get numbers, you know. But I do not want this just to be a quarter-mile car. I like running the quarter-mile. I think it's fun to go out there, talk smack with guys, surprise a lot of people with the Mini Cooper. There were 2 Mazda Speed 6s out there, both I think stock turbo modified. They were running 13.6 as well, and they got the all-wheel drive advantage. So I think for the amount that I put in this car, I'm very pleased with it. I'm very surprised that it's performed so well. My R32 I had, it only ran like a 14.3. It was a boat. I mean, those things are heavy. It was a Mark V DSG, full bolt-ons in a tune, and I could not break the barrier of 14.3 to save my life. And like my trap speeds were like 99, I think 100 once. So this car has surprised me with how good it is, just as an all-around vehicle. I mean, it drives good, it cruises good, it can get down the strip decently with the mods on it. I mean, stock, these things run like 15.3 or something like that, you know? So to take 2 seconds off its quarter-mile time is great. I do want to also set this up to run on a road course too. We got this is Atco, New Jersey, so we have another track. I think it's more north from where I live, Englishtown, and they have road courses. I've heard there's a Millville road course as well. So I want to do some suspension tuning to this at some point as well, and get it ready for a road course. You know, get the sway bar put in, either get some springs or some coils. I'll probably go with springs. I've had coils in the past, and honestly, unless you want to change your ride height, I really didn't see them as a huge advantage versus springs. This car already handles really, really well from the factory. It has the sport package option, which I believe kind of like it has a better spring rate, maybe better shocks, but it handles really good from the factory. Like, I mean, when they say these things drive like a go-kart, they really do drive like a go-kart. When you test drive one of these for the first time, you really have to like kind of give yourself that opportunity to throw it into a corner, and you'll be so surprised how flat these cars stay with factory suspension. It's unreal. And I mean, I've had this car upwards of, you know, speeds that I'm not going to say, going around, you know, some fairly decent bends, highway on-ramps, stuff like that. I've had it up there, you know, approaching the triple digits, and you can start giving it more gas, and the car actually wants to pull itself into a corner. This car actually, surprisingly enough, wants to oversteer more than it wants to understeer, which is ridiculous. So, all right, but like I said, I'm gonna stop ranting. Leave a comment, subscribe if you would,